Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I remember doing a Will I Buy It back in July when I saw that Pat McGrath was coming out with a new product. Not just a new 10-pan palette, but a new product that could be a potential game changer. And it's this right here. This is the IntensifiEYES Artistry Wand. Now, I have not made it a secret that although the finishes of the Pat McGrath eyeshadows are beautiful, they are not user-friendly. I am not a makeup artist, I'm a makeup enthusiast. I'm your next door lady who loves to wear more eye makeup than normal, but my biggest beef always has been, especially those special finishes that are the duochromes or the multi-chromes, that they end up just falling off the eye, and the next thing I know, I have glitter and sparkle on the tops of my cheekbones, stuck in my lipstick, all the way down on my chin, even on my blouse. It has been a huge frustration for me. So when I saw this little beauty, I was like, yes, yes, you. So I ordered this on the day that it was first available. This little beauty right here cost me $32. And it's supposed to be a mixing medium in a pen form. It has a clickable button at the bottom. The idea is that it helps to keep your eyeshadow on longer. It helps to intensify the shine and kind of the luster of those special shades. And it makes sure that you don't end up with that fallout. The other thing that's interesting is on their website, I'm looking at it right here, it says that it cools, reawakens, and soothes. Sounds like it's trying also to be a skincare product, but for your eyelids. All right, whatever. But it's supposed to just even out the overall application. I thought I would start. I've had this palette here from Pat, one of the original Mothership palettes, for such a long time. And I just don't use it because I end up with fallout everywhere, and that's not what I want. I did recently pick up this little quad here. This came in the Divine Blush collection, and there are some really beautiful sparkly shades, and I love sparkle. I love that not glittery but super shimmery look, but what I hate is when I end up with it in places that I didn't intend. So I'm gonna see if this solves all of my problems. I'm going to start right here with this brown and then build up with some of these other colors before I start applying the pen and then later those multi-chromes. I think the hardest thing for me has been, although I love the look of this palette, it is intimidating to me when I can't get a look to stay where I put it. So the minute I saw this artistry wand, it was like, that's what I need. I want that in my life. And I'm hoping it's going to solve enough of my problems that it's going to make me want to reach for these eyeshadow palettes more frequently, because $125 for this 10-pan palette is an investment, but if I'm not using it because I'm worried that I'm going to get sparkle fallout, it's just a waste of money, and it's so frustrating. And they're really beautiful shadows, but it's just a matter of making sure that I can keep stuff where I want it. This is where I admit to you that I haven't used this palette, this Mothership palette, in more than a year. And I know when you spend as much as these palettes cost, you want to use them more frequently. And the hard part for me was that I'm starting a declutter series and I haven't gotten to the point where I'm ready to evaluate my eyeshadows yet. But I thought maybe the worst thing to do would to get rid of what I wasn't using. I thought, you know what, before I do that, because I spent so much money on, I'm going to try that pen and see if it makes a difference. Time to pull this bad boy out. And it's an interesting triangular shape. You're supposed to click it until it advances, and it's slowly advancing. The shelf life of this is 6 months. So you're not supposed to advance it too much. I have just enough over the edge. I don't want to abuse this. The other thing is, before I swipe it on my eye, it is a little cooling, but it just glides. Ooh, it has a slightly tacky texture to it. Let's see. Would it be easier to, no, I'm just gonna swipe it on my eye. I think using the corner and like the inner part of your lid is gonna be helpful. Oh, that's beautiful. Ooh, ooh, I think I might have one rogue piece of sparkle. I'm gonna use a clean brush. And goodbye. Hello. I needed this when I bought my first palette. I don't know how many years ago. That's what I needed. Let's do the other eye. I don't know if you can see, but you do actually pick up a little bit of eyeshadow when you're wiping it over your eye, but I don't feel like it disturbs the eye makeup underneath too much. And I think that the hard part is making sure you get it where you want it and not where you don't. This was always the shade that was like the most alluring to me in this palette. And I'm glad that I'm finally able to wear it without concern. I got a little bit more sparkle fallout. Not a lot, just a little. Where's my clean brush? But that's because I overloaded my finger when I was applying. Supposed to make sure to keep this well capped so it does not dry out. I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush and see if I can blend a little bit here. I'm going to use just the tip of this right here in the inner corner and use the white kind of duochrome or multi-chrome shade right here because it kind of goes pink. I'm going to take just a few minutes to finish this eye look and put on a lip, and I'll be right back. I forgot that I also picked up a lip liner from Pat McGrath. This is the shade Buff. I've heard so many great things about her permagel liners. I wanted to try one, so I thought, am I going to purchase with the Artistry eyes? Let's get one of these too, and I hope it's a oh, it is a good shade. It's a little more peach than I would normally like. I didn't know that it also came with its own little teeny tiny sharpener. I think that's super cool. I have a ton of unused sharpeners hanging around, but I'm always worried I'm gonna need one and I'm not gonna have one, so I'm gonna hang on to this. I think that's a great addition. I'm gonna throw a lippy over this. What am I gonna put over this? Something shiny. Something shiny. I'm using this pinky peach multi-chrome here in the quad that I have, and I wanted to show you the difference between on its own and with the Artistry wand. I feel like the difference is remarkable. It's definitely more pigmented. You get more opaque coverage. It just really adheres. And over here, if you want a slightly lighter wash, I went over each swatch 3 times to make sure it got built up. And I'll tell you, it makes a difference. I also, normally by this point, I have a few like rogue sparkles that have fallen down. I don't see any. I'll be curious to see how this wears. What time is it right now? Let's take a look-see. It's currently 11:08. I'm curious to see how this wears. I have to be at a parents' night tonight at my kids' school. It starts at 6:30. We didn't get home. We went to the K through 6 one last night. I have to go to the junior high one tonight. And we didn't get home until after 8. So I want to see, that'll be 9 hours. I want to see, I may even wear it beyond that, but I want to see how this wears. And I will leave, I'm going to try and remember to take a photo to see if we have any fallout here. My goal is that this $32 product is expensive, but will it allow me to, with confidence, wear the eyeshadow palettes that I want to wear and not really have to, you know, handhold, babysit, like do all the things, you know, flick off rogue sparkles, take tape with me in my purse. I used to do that. I would wear this and I would take a roll of Scotch tape so I could just like lightly pick up any rogue sparkle and then, you know, repowder those areas. It's too much. I don't have time or energy for that. I've got too many other things to do. But if this changes that, I love this sort of a super sparkly look. And I know it's a lot for a parents' night, but this is the sort of makeup that I love. I want to make sure that it doesn't actually, like it works for 3 hours, 5 hours. I want to see how long it makes this sort of an impact because the difference is remarkable. If this product can help me fall back in love with a palette that I wanted to use, I just didn't have the skill to use or know how to make it work for me and make me reach for this little quad a little bit more, totally worth the $32 because they're expensive. Very expensive. And I don't want to be neglecting beautiful products that I desire to wear, but I just don't want to have to work too hard to. I would love to know if you've seen this. Have you been curious about it? Are you willing to pay $32 to make other products that you have purchased worthwhile in your collection? That's what I was willing to do because I love the way these duochromes look. They just look so magnificent and I want to play with them, but I don't want them where I don't need them on my face. And I think this one probably was the one that really hurt me the most because these 4 shades over here are spectacular, but I've tried wearing this green and I can't get it to stay. And I don't need green sparkle on my cheek. I'm not an alien. Anyway, I want to know, are you curious? Will you pick it up, or are you not willing to spend more money on an expensive product to make your other expensive products work? Because that's also a really valid point, but let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Have a remarkable day, and I'll see you again soon.